is what happened to mine, right? It got stolen like right as all this was starting.
No, really?
My camp. Yeah.
Oh, dude. From where?
All right. It's at Trinity Brewhouse, and I came out after I was eating dinner, went outside, and I like shut my window, or I shut my door rather, and all of a sudden it sounded like my window smashed. I'm like, what the hell? It's not that cold. Like, why would that? I was like trying to think temperature.
Broken it already.
Somebody had already broken it, so then I'm like, crap. So I
Yeah, that's the boring story of how Matt's car got broken into.
And
he doesn't realize I'm recording right now.
and they were like, what are they gonna do?
What's going on? What's going on, Instagram world? It's me, Matt Santos. Male nurse Matt's here with me. Billy's here with me. We're gonna be doing some jiu-jitsu video recording. What's up, John Connors? What's up, Jenny? As you can see, we are here in the Team Santos studios. It used to be Team Santos gym, but now we just do videos and pretend like jiu-jitsu still exists. Today we're gonna work on Crucifix stuff. We're gonna do the schoolboy first. You know, like the traditional, I'm gonna ground and pound you that you see in the UFC. Matt Hughes really made it famous. We're gonna work on that position, how to get into that position, how to attack from that position, and then we'll do on how to escape it. And then the second half of the program, we will do crucifixes from Turtle and how to attack from it and how to make people pay for being there, and then how to move forward from there and escape. No one's watching right now, but I'm talking for people who will be watching. Someone's with us again. I'm talking for people who will be watching this in the future, and they're getting a little table of content beforehand. Billy's recording with us right now. Eventually, I'll figure out how to make these into clips and put them online. What's up, Nate? What's up, Rupert? So yeah, let's talk about the schoolboy crucifix. Schoolboy crucifix, you would see, it's not the true crucifix where you're hurting someone's neck. It is a crucifix that involves a pin, and we'll start that position first. My lovely assistant, male nurse Matt, is going to lay side control. Right here. So there's any number of ways we can get into this position. I can grab his elbow, pull up, start working from that cage katana position, and I've got a shin across. One of the real tricks that you need to do when you are in this position is to put pressure outward towards his wrist. If I just sit here, Matt will be able to curl his arm and give me all sorts of problems, right? So when I'm in this position, I give pressure outward, either if it's this leg or this leg, it doesn't matter, or both legs. It's always pressure towards his wrist, so when he tries to curl his hand, he gets pinned by that hand. I do not just sit there and rest, no matter how many legs I have on him. If I'm here or anywhere, it's always with pressure towards his wrist. I'm like I'm kicking a ball, like I'm doing a quad extension. Same thing here, like I'm driving my hips into him. So Matt really can't begin to get strong. So when we're here, I'm in this position, it doesn't matter. I can just pin his leg to the mat and get one knee over. My ankle crosses over my calf, I switch. Now I'm in that schoolboy position. I can start punching him here. I can stretch him out with that same position, and I have, let's try here a little bit more scooch. And I have this hold on here. This is where you see a lot of dirty beatings happen. Bang, back fist, front punches, elbows to the neck and the ear. This is horrible. This is a horrible place to get hit. Who was it? Roy Nelson. Yeah, Roy Nelson dominated the whole season of Ultimate Fighter, I want to say. Just pinning people and baby-handed people. Just tapping and tapping. There's nothing you can do. If you get pinned by somebody who's proficient at pinning, I'm keeping his shoulder blades on the mat. No matter what Matt does, he's going to have a hard time here. I can pin his head and elbow also. I did not elbow him, just for the sake of record. So let's turn a little bit further. So I've shown what I'm doing with my legs. The legs really, it's not that complicated. All you have to do, you can even just bring your knee to his chest and slide down. Okay? It can be a knee on belly, knee on chest. I slide to here, I've got him pinned. This arm, I'm looking to pin. A big thing that I got into is the weave. I drive my elbow through, so if Matt's keeping his elbow through, I just put my elbow to the mat and I pin. This is a big shout out to my coach, Tim Burrell. He taught me how to do this, and for probably 6 months, I just focused on pinning people like this, one way or the other. elbow to the mat, and my hand over the bicep. Feel like I'm doing some sort of like crane technique from Kung Fu, but I would stay here and it would just drive people insane because they can't, once you get your elbow separated from your body, if you don't get that back, it's very uncomfortable. Do you agree? Does that feel fun?
No.
And could you imagine, I'm here in this position, I can punch and punch, punch. What are you gonna do to escape here? Look, you're turning right into key locks, or wrist locks, or whatever, but you're not winning. Or we go into the hug, or we go into head non-choke setups. I've got this effective pin down, but you can't get your underhook back, right?
No.
So it can start from here. I can drive my elbow through. It can be a turn, I block, elbow to the mat, I pin. Now I've got his wrist blocked on the other side. I can attack key lock. I can attack wrist lock. I can attack wrist lock this way. Or I can just attack a mean key lock where I'm twisting the wrist as I attack him. Or I can go one-handed, one-on-one. And I'm here to punch, right? Same thing, elbow attacks. I can also start one-arm crucifixes. As long as I have one arm all the way out of the game, and that's what I'm doing with my leg attacks, and I'm being very conscious as to what's going on, I'm able to switch my feet back and forth with that windshield wiper. I'm going to swap sides so you can see what my legs are doing. Nope, stay right there. I'm going to swap sides so you can see what my legs are doing. A little bit closer. So same deal, I'm in position. My elbow, I dig it through. I always tell my students, when you're fishing for underhooks, do not fish with your hand. That's how you get trapped. You start sticking your hand into an underhook and someone locks that down, you got your hand stuck by your shoulder, you're not doing well. Right? So I always elbow in. And now when I'm here, I can just pin, one. My ankle crosses over my knee. I take my leg out, and now I'm here and I'm pressing forward. And if I need to switch, I can always just go like this. It doesn't really matter. I control his hand. I'm in key lock range or wrist lock range. Or I'm holding here and I'm punching. I can step on his wrist. I can just keep this fight going as he's trying to cycle his arm out. I'm nailing him. He's not having fun. Boom. I can start working in crucifix. I can just grab his head and pull up and put stress on his neck. I'm like, every time you do something to somebody, it should be with a thought of winning the fight. But not everything you do is going to make you win the fight right then and there. But, I've talked about this before, I'm old and out of shape. So anytime I can get his engine running hard, and mine's just trickling along, I'm happy to do that, all right? So, we've talked about how to get into this crucifix. Very simple position. I'm sure most of you already have your own game plans, right? And different attacks we can do from there. So let's talk about how to escape it, all right? And this, again, another shout out to my coach, Tim. Half the stuff that I know, I've learned from Tim. The other half, I knew already, and I made better from learning from Tim. Tim's a big coach on the whys and how things work and what's supposed to happen now. So Matt gets me in this position. I'm doing poorly. What I want to do is I want to affect Matt one way or the other. So if I can grab his head, great. But my next thing is to tighten up against him. Even if I can't win this squeeze, I want to make everything tight, and now I'm going to pendulum my legs. Do you feel the difference? You feel how strong my body just became? Sorry, Matt. Let's switch this way. So what am I? There you go. You got me? So what? I create tension, I hold here. I create tension with my right hand. I pull in. Even if he's being strong, be strong. Yeah. Even if he's got me pinned and I don't budge him, I'm going to make him stronger. And now, I just start a pendulum. And that pendulum's not necessarily going to lead to me getting on top, but it'll lead to me getting back into guard or half guard. It'll stop me from getting blasted in the face. Now, I remember we learned this back when one of my coaches, black belts, this dude Jorge Rivera, El Conquistador, my third fight, my third opponent I ever had in MMA fights. He was fighting the UFC. I forgot who he was fighting, maybe Dennis Hallman. Could have been anybody though. And that was his question. What happens if he gets me in this? And Tim's like, Oh, it's simple. And the concept is that same bind setting that I talked about on Monday. By squeezing and trying to accordion his feet and his head together, I'm going to create resistance. Even if I don't win, even if I don't budge him, I didn't budge Matt the second time, right? I didn't move your leg. But I made Matt double down on his resistance. So I got that strong position here. And then I start a pendulum. And my leg swinging back and forth is only half of the pendulum. My arms have to move in conjunction with my legs. So when my legs are coming to my right side, my right arm's going to be pulling to my knee. And then when my legs go to my left side, my right arm's going to be shoving, and my left arm's going to be coming to my knee. And that rocking, made it very unstable for Matt to stay on top, correct?
Right.
And those of you who train with me have understood this concept for a while now, but you see it over and over and over again. We're going to do it again when we get into, we're going to do something similar when we get into the crucifixes from the turtle position. So let me check and see if there's any questions from Instagram people right now. You guys think of any questions you may have? And we'll move forward. What's going on, folks? We're not doing mother's milk, Nate.
Stop screaming.
I'm screaming?
Like sometimes.
Sorry.
Get really loud.
I'm used to talking loud when I teach, sorry, dude.
If you can help it, stay on this side of this line.
Stay on that side of the line?
Yeah, or on it. That's fine too. When you start to go over there, all we see is all the trash behind.
All right, word.
So,
What'd Shardy have to say? He's trying to be funny. You didn't say anything. All right, let's get back to work then. So now we're in the real meat of the issue. We're going to do the turtle position crucifix that leads to a back position. Let's back it up a little bit. And we'll deal with 2 ways, maybe even 3 ways to get into this position. And then we'll work on the attacks from there. And then after that's all done, we'll start working on the defense from there. First things first, when you were in bottom turtle, do not grab anybody's legs. If you're going to grab someone's legs, make sure it's the body side leg on the side that they're on. If you grab the head side leg, this on the body side. I'm always going to take advantage of you. I'm going to take your arm. I'm going to cross face you. I'm going to do the Leozinho roll. I call it the Matsara roll. I'm gonna butcher you one way or the other. If you grab my head side leg, if you grab this leg with this arm, or vice versa, when I'm here, this leg with this arm, I'm going to beat you up. And there are times when I'll lose, and one of my black belts, Fluffy, is great at winning that exchange. But he grabs higher up and he gets control of the hip earlier, and he gets control of the knee, keeps the knee off the mat. That's how he beats you from this position. But for the most part, once you grab this leg, wherever I am, here, I pin his head, I move backwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put key lock pressure on his elbow. So when he grabs me here, my right knee tracks, and I hit his elbow. Even if he's being strong, he's strong. Yeah, my left hand's going to come in to block his head from my hip. My right knee is going to pinch against his elbow, and now watch, I'm going to extend this leg backwards. All right? I extend my leg out like I'm standing up. As soon as his grip's broken, I pull my leg. Again, I cross my ankle at my knee, like I'm doing a triangle, and now I have his arm. My other side, this hand, it can be a 1-on-1, a 2-on-1. It can be setting the collar. I don't care. If I get this collar, I'm going to finish this with a clock choke or any other number of chokes. right? I've got him in a good position. But what usually happens is once I get this arm free and I have control over it, people start trying to roll out, trying to get to the ground, they try and put their shoulder to the mat or what have you. I'm just going to roll Matt over in a crucifix. I've got his collar, or I have an a seat belt if it's no gi, and I'm going to roll my shoulder into the back of Matt's head here. And I'm going to try and put my shoulder on the mat. So I get here, palm to palm, and I use my leg to pull him the rest of the way over. And now I have a trap. So let's back up a little bit. So let's watch what my leg can do with his arm to make this happen. Even if I don't have a good rollover, I've got him trapped. Watch, as I fall, my right leg is going to pull his shoulder over. That makes him want to follow me, even without that tight grip on his neck. Now I set this hand in, put your knee on, so you can see me choking. There you go. I have a control. I have a one-on-one. I like to grab the hand, thumb in the palm, fingers on the outside. I squeeze it with my powerful hands. No, I'm just kidding. But it gives me a chance to hold his hand and keep it from being effective. I could even put it on his gi. He's going to want to pull right here. Go ahead, pull. I open my hand, let him make it tight for me. I make it tighter for him. Does that make me sound like I'm in an action cop, in a cop movie? I make it tighter for him. So I can roll him over with just the shoulder pressure in his neck. And I can roll him over most likely with the kimura pressure in his shoulder. But you put those two things together, and I'm always going to roll him over. And there are other ways we can go. We can go backwards, like where I put my back to the mat this way. Or I can go up and across where he starts trying to lift me up if he's a big, strong fella. I'm always going to be able to make this rollover as long as I control his arm and either his neck and shoulder or his neck and shoulder separately. I'm always going to be able to finish this rollover. So let's look at a couple of different ways. So I'm here, I'm in position, he's got my knee. Yeah, I pop it back. I'm in control. Right now I'll go collar and wrist. I'm going up and over this time. And I pull him through with me. I don't know if everybody saw that, but it was cool. Once I've gotten to here, same deal. I switch to my side. I pull my elbow high and back. Let's move over here a little bit more so we can see the whole thing. So watch. Once I've gotten here, I trap. I'll go all the way across his back this time to make that flip over. Hey, it sort of worked. Now I just make the choke this way. I'm still isolating this arm. I'm still isolating his neck. And I've got the choke on. And this is just the choke portion of this game. There's a crucifix, there's a kimura, and there's a omoplata armbar type position also on this arm here when I'm attacking. So let's look at that crucifix armbar style. I mean the kimura armbar attack. So once I've gotten here and he's gripped my leg, grip my leg. Or my leg comes back to here. 1, 2. Whoop. 1, 2. I can triangle my leg. I tend not to. I can just start sliding right now and take the arm there, right? I can, once I've gotten this position, I can push his head, roll through, and force the kimura right here. I'm going to apply it right there. Usually I can get it when they're face down, but let's try to go a little bit easier. It's a highly violent maneuver. You're going to force somebody to roll through. I tend to use a lot of things like omoplatas as position gainers. If I get you an omoplata, it's usually to sweep you, to turn you over, to get you facing in a different direction. So we have that attack. When I pull back and I get his arm long, as we make the roll over, I move here, look right here. I'm steering it. I just make an arm bar. My hand can come here, either direction, doesn't really matter. It's like the arm bars from Kei's Katami. Right? Face up. it's a similar series to the arm bars from Case Katami. When I get here, it's same types of pressure. I've gotten this, I arm bar. If his leg's down here, I go for omoplata type pressure, arm bar types of pressure. I'm doing the same thing except for our hips and shoulders are facing the mat this time. Or we roll through and they're facing the ceiling. All right? So that's that position. The chokes. The chokes are plentiful. So come on. And we're gonna roll through, so we're facing the ceiling, your feet are gonna be over that direction. All right, so when I'm here, I roll him through. So when I'm here, depending on how the fight's going, you see me? Let's go this way. This way. All right, try to eat them. The other way. So depending on what this fight's doing, I can always just switch hands and finish a clock choke style choke. This bottom hand's pulling straight down. This top hand is pulling shoulder in, elbow high, and then I stretch it. Right here. I can also do plenty of these style chokes, or the 2-on-1 chokes. All those chokes are very simple. They're very easy to learn. You probably already know how to use them. I can also attack this kimura grip. Not as easy, but I can control him. If it's MMA, I can go right here and start elbowing also. This is a great MMA position to be in. The real meat is the kimura, the crucifix. So, this is where leg dexterity comes in, right? I switch my leg. My hand dives through. At no point am I letting go of his arms or his leg or his neck. Let's watch the position again. Punch this way. This way. Let's do the whole position because it's so weird for me to do it without it. Let's get up, back it in. There we go. So we roll through here. My hands and my feet make a loop. So I'm hugging his arm, all he can pull his elbow high. This bottom leg is going to pull his arm high, and I switch. And I move out from underneath him, and I put my ribs against his neck. When I get here, a lot of people just try and pull hard. I want to get behind his elbow, and I just start sliding. I'm making that crucifix. All right. Huh? No, say a joke so we can hear that you're not funny.
It's a little hot in this rhino, Ace Ventura.
Ooh.
It's an old year. Sorry.
Ooh.
Gone with the Wind, is that how you're talking?
Yes, that's my time frame.
Well, if anyone wants to know, I can definitely tell you that you're not hot underneath that mask.
Hey,
How about that one?
Hey, can you edit your talking out, Billy?
I can add it.
No one wants to hear the cameraman.
I can put
I think
more
you should
in.
add more of that.
You're like the drummer in this
I will
band.
mystery-
I'm the lead singer. He's the bass. I'm the lead singer guitar. He's the bass player. You might even just be the tambourine guy. So
I will Mystery Science Theater 3000 the fuck out of this video.
stop swearing. Children watch this.
Oh, right. No, there's not.
Shut up. So now when I move to here, look, 3/4 Nelson. Now Matt's gonna get cranked down because of you, Billy. I hope you're happy. 3/4 Nelson. I got, instead of going for the choke, I palm down. I roll him through the same way. We get here. I move away. I switch. My hand's already in. 1, 2. Belly down. All right. When I'm belly down, I get up with my ribs into his head. Now I move his elbows above his head and he taps. Any questions on that? You feel confident doing that to me?
No, but I have never done it, so
You've never done this position?
I do it just like not like that. Well, let me see.
Let's check and see if there's any questions on Instagram. With my threes of visitors. What's going on, folks? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Andrew, Tam, Kristen? All right, no questions. Awesome. All right, so now Matt's gonna attempt to put me in this technique. I'm gonna berate his lack of attention and listening skills. No, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna work on the escape right now. So now, you pretend like I didn't pay attention to this lesson at all, and I'm gonna grab his head side leg with my arm. So I'm down, and I hook here. Yeah, he traps, switches, he's got a one-on-one, he's got a collar grip. We're gonna go over. So the first error that most people make is they allow their hips to touch the mat. Too loud?
No, put your knees down.
They're gonna go up in a second.
All right.
The first mistake that a lot of people make is they allow their hips to touch the mat. When this rollover happens, first things first, as I'm here, I want to have my weight on him. I want his shoulders facing the ceiling. You feel the difference in how confident you are here? It's not that I'm heavy enough to crush him. I still have to pay attention because he might be able to armbar me if I can't take it. So my thumb's going to turn down as it is. And now what happens is I start walking towards my arm. I keep the weight on him. I walk, I walk, I walk. I'll grab my own pant leg. Here I might even grab my own gi. I don't care if he grabs my gi. I'm not going to get choked here. I grab my pant leg or I grab my knee. Now my leg comes up. I come here, doesn't work. I move my hip up, I come again. I just want to trap his legs. This is a way better position for me than it is for Matt right now. Do you agree? Because I'm on his arm, and he can control my arm. But look, even if he lets go of my arm, he can't get his arm out, can he? You can't trap. You can't finish the choke. I'm turning perpendicular to him. I just keep moving sideways. I keep his leg trapped, driving into him. Yeah. I move into him. Slide over a little bit. So if I have the leg dexterity to reach his legs while I'm on top, great. It doesn't matter though. I want his legs to come close to me, and I'm going to trap his legs with my legs. Do it again. From right here. So I grab, he traps. He switches, and right off the rip, I stay up high. I grab, or I control my hand on my belt, or I just keep my elbow tight. This hand here, I walk towards it. If I can reach, great. If not, I move sideways, I move my butt back again. I keep trying to grip. Eventually, either I'm going to get his legs or I'm going to be able to slide my arm out. Because I've opened his knee with my knee. If I have to move back further, I trap here, move straight to side control. So now when Matt rolls me through, he's going to go harder for a crucifix type control. So go after this kimura more instead of choking. So and now I straighten this arm. Look, he's going to stop me from going this way because I'm leaving my arm behind. I just keep my weight here. He's going to keep trying to turn and put my back on the mat, my butt on the mat. Yeah, I keep this pressure, I keep this pressure, I keep this pressure. When I feel it's not a winning situation, I'm going to drop down and roll backwards. Never think for a second that just because a black belt's old, they don't have smooth moves. We just try and save the slick moves when we really need to. This is a very simple procedure right now. All I'm doing is I'm getting him to force the energy toward my feet, but while he's doing that, he's moving his body away from my feet. Him pushing me that way, all I have to do is give way and go with it. My head hits the mat. The crucifix is over at that point. Now, how often am I going to be able to roll up and over? You'd be surprised. I've had a pretty good success rate. If I can get my head to the mat, I usually can make that roll over. If I can't get my head to the mat, well, I'm not getting crucified at the very least. You know, I'm at the point where they can no longer push my neck towards my belly, but I can't get free enough to roll up and over onto them. I'll just play a different position from there. So let's do it again. Yeah, he's got me. You know, keep this energy. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to shake free. Right? It's not working. It's not working. I drop down. And I roll over. Pretty simple, right, Matt? Yeah. It's similar to that reversal that we do from half guard. We just do a backward roll, right? And lift them on our hips. Not to me. Not to me, no. So let's look at adding some penduluming into this game now. Reach up. Now my hips are on the mat. I'm wrong. I'm messing up. What I need to do is I need to pull my hands together anyway. And now I take the grip there. So maintain a collar grip now, because you know what's going to happen. You'd be amazed at how quickly that pendulum rips that collar grip out of someone's hands. Or at least out of my hands. I got weak little baby hands. So I'm here, I'm in trouble. Work back. Always, always, always work towards someone's legs when you're in that position. If you work towards their head, you're working towards giving up your back again. What am I missing? I want to do more. That wasn't enough. What can we do next? Well, Bill, you got questions?
Nah, I was just thinking about something, but it doesn't pertain to this.
Oh, we can do something else.
Well, it was just like,
This isn't a super long topic.
yeah, I just was thinking, like, can you, if he has control of that arm,
Yep.
can he drop his leg, let go of your other arm, come up and just armbar you?
He has control of my arm with his hand.
Yeah, because he has your armbar control, and you're down here,
Yep.
and you're controlling. He's got his legs, so if he brings his legs out and up over your head,
He's gonna have one leg that's stuck.
stuck
My body's in the way.
underneath you, even if it is over your face, pushing your neck down, that's still.
You know what he's talking about? I'll do it. So Billy's question was, I roll through, and you start trying to do things to escape.
Oh yeah.
You see how-
Yeah. Okay.
I'd have to move all the way to here
Yeah. Okay.
to trap,
Yeah.
and then
The legs.
still providing openings here.
I thought that like when he was trying to escape, he was in a shittier position, I guess.
No. Excuse my cough. All right, let's do some kimura stuff then. So I've got some beefs that I've seen. All right, so sort of like the schoolyard crucifix we were doing earlier, there's a nice arm attack from side control. I like to do I like kimuras more than anything else. It's one of my favorite movements. There's a lot of parts to the kimura. This is like a month's long, like a kimura from side control can easily be a month of techniques, like 3 or 4 classes a week of techniques to get to that kimura, right? So let's look at a few things we're going to use. We use our wedge. So when we're here and Matt's trying to turn towards me, I'm going to get my elbow in, my wedge. Once I've broken this, now I can start working out towards his hand. And I get control, right? So again, I'm in side control, I'm blocking. And maybe I can't get my right side elbow. He turns into me. Look, my left hand will just smooth slide in. I didn't get the weave, but I have a nice block in place. If he gets hit to this, what's he gonna do? What's his arm gonna do? Yeah! He's it's gonna move back to the hug. Right, so once I get that block in place, my goal is to get my elbow wide. I don't care. I can make this attack if his arm goes in front of my face. This is what I'm hoping for. I catch that wrist, turn his wrist, get in position, finish the kimura. Or if he doesn't, he just stays here and stays tight so I can't get anything. I just walk around. Heavy hips. I can go right into the hug, which is not a fun position for Matt. I can go into Bravos and anacondas and such if he moves a turtle. I can just switch sides. I can do a bunch of things. I'm in a good spot here, right? So when this is happening, my hand digs in, or my elbow digs in. I'm fine. When I get here, my elbow's gonna go wide. I want to match the outside of my elbow with the inside of his elbow, so I'm strong. Here, I'm not strong. Here, his crossface might win. Go back. Here, his crossface has 0 chance of winning. Crossface win.
Can't, it's a ram.
Yeah. Even if he can reach me, he's not in a strong position. He's not in a strong position to win that crossface. I can hold on to his pant leg. I can make this the hold down from hell. I can hold on to somebody for a really long time. I can hold his pant leg. I can reach through and go for his butt, which I'm not really, I don't really care. I don't need to control somebody that bad. Oh, well, you just asked me to move.
This is being polite.
So I'm heavy here, I'm in a good position. I'm waiting on this hand to make a mistake. My head stays low, I catch that hand. I catch with my fingers on the outside, my thumb on the inside near his pulse, and I always rotate away. My elbow goes to the mat, I've got control. If you can see this, it's a really good point of control. Those of you on Instagram might not be able to see, that's fine. Now I just start lifting his hand, his elbow. There's no secret trick to me. There's not like one little trick. There's a bunch of little tricks actually. I can go under this way and start bringing him into wrist lock land, which doesn't feel nice. But I just lift his arm up, keep his hand to the mat, and I push his hand behind his back. Nothing else. I grip at his elbow, never at his shoulder, right? Remember, this is jiu-jitsu. We deal on leverage. The further out you get on a lever, the stronger you become. If I'm here near the fulcrum's his shoulder, that's the stronger he becomes. That's the more force I have to use to win this battle. If I go to his elbow, even a little bit past his elbow, I'm always going to win that leverage battle. I'm here. Look, I get here, right here. How's that feel, Matt?
It's not good.
Yeah, I've got the kimura. I'm on his forearm right now. Okay? And if he wants to lift me with his arm here, I can feel you. Go ahead. That lift's helping?
What's that?
Is that lift helping you?
Well, I'd have to address that hand still.
Yeah, I still have them. I can always pull everything in. Like if I can't finish the kimura here, and I prefer to be at the elbow. If I'm at the elbow and I can't finish it here, I can always pull everything in. Yeah, it just turns it into way more tension on the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist. I can always just grab his wrist, trap it off the floor. Little shout out to my boy Pete the Greek. Wrist locks are always there. If you like kimuras, you should learn to like wrist locks, because if you're doing key lock and kimuras a lot, you're gonna have a lot of wrist lock attacks. Okay? So again, start from the beginning. He's turning into me. I'm doing the weave. My hand digs to the mat. His hand comes over and traps if he cross faces or not. Even if he's just trying to keep it in here. Look, I just push on his belly. I don't push to the mat, I push the open spot. Maintain this grip, turn his wrist, get his elbow. Here, if I like to move, if I'm going to step, I don't like to step over the head as much. I like to step and lift the head up. I feel when I step over the head, I give somebody a chance to move, and I put myself in a position. But here, I take away his chance to move. And now, kimura. Kimura, wrist lock. I can pin his hand flat on the mat here and wrist lock in the opposite direction. There we go. And all of this is still not my preferred way to finish this kimura. But it's the first way you can finish this kimura when you get here, right? And in my thought process of jiu-jitsu, it works. I keep his shoulders pinned to the mat. I keep a good deal of weight across his body, not sideways, But I keep as much of my body on his body as possible to make myself heavy. And it makes it difficult for him to rotate, to lift, to sit up, or anything like that. I'm cutting a big swath, that samurai cut from hip to shoulder, and I'm keeping him pinned. The hand grip. I feel way stronger when I have someone's hand than when I have their wrist. Do you agree? Most people, when you put them in the kimura, they can just do that stupid flip around thing, which I'll do also. I know it's stupid, I know it's weak, but sometimes that's all you got. There's no switching your hand. Switch your hand over. There's no elongated, like sticking your arm out straight to beat the grip. That doesn't work. I've got control. Look, it's just simple as that. Why are you pushing my arm? Just tap, baby. Just tap, baby. So once I'm here and I've gotten this control, I can move his elbow up even higher. And now I've got him. Right through the wrist. Lift his hand up. Right through the wrist here. I want to finish the kimura. I lift his head out of position and I move. Alright? And this is with me being near his shoulder. So if I'm here, these are all much faster taps. Right? I lift his head out of position. If I choose to start working for kimuras, I move around to here. My left knee is always going to pinch. And now I sit for arm bars. Switch arms. You get tired. Is that your hurt arm? No, it is. You're really about to get in the wrong spot, weren't you? No, it looked like you're going to put your head this way. So, move that way, so please. More. All right. So now let's look at the transition to kimura, right? Kimura to armbar. When I'm here, and there are a bunch of different ways we can do this, but I'm here, I've got the control, I'm here, I raise up, I've gotten in position, I'm out on his elbow, I start stepping. When I step here, I'm gonna put my knee to the mat for a second to lift him up. Now, my knee has to come off of the mat. I've got to pinch with this knee here, forcing his belly to the mat. And now I can sit for an arm bar. Right here. Now, how do we stop all the typical escapes? The hitchhiker escape, right? What do you want? I know you want to do it. Yeah, he's going to, go ahead, finish. He finishes his walkout. We can start playing all these games, but Matt's got me beat here. I'm behind the 8 ball. So, when I make that turnaround, I've got to be in a strong position to finish. Right? I've got to be in a strong position to control his elbow with my grips. And yeah, if you have a fit. What's up, y'all? Hey, Leo. Yo, Leo, that's how you get kicked off of my follow. Don't criticize my glove wearing. There we go. All right, so this way a little bit, so we're smashing up Billy's camera. So now, when I have this kimura pressure, and I'm here, and I'm trapped, so with my free leg, I'm trapping his arm, and I've got this pressure here, right? If I want to finish the kimura, and I was having difficulty, and he's blocking, I can always put my chest to it, I pull away, up and over, right? But I don't like to give extra chances, so I pinch my knee, and I sit, and I have everything tight. Now, when I finish the arm bar, I pull back my elbows high. Go ahead, do your hitchhiker. My elbow stays high, and I pinch my knees together. This is controlling his hand. It's making a knot on his hand. Let me loosen up on you, sorry. I'm making a knot. Go ahead, make a hitchhiker. It still maintains a lot of tension, right?
Yeah. It's hard.
I could just follow Matt and finish this arm bar. So by making that knot, and I loosened up with my legs and everything like that, he can make the turnaround, but he can't get his hand to turn, and he can't get his arm off of my chest. I guess I can insist on finishing the kimura. right? I've tried to never insist, like since I've, definitely since I hit my 40s, but even before that, I try to get away from insisting things because it's the easiest way to have a hard time. If you insist on winning by triangle of this way, unless you have a simple, like a series of games that trick people, or you're stronger, or you're fighting from the dominant position, it's not applicable to jiu-jitsu in my thought process. It's a good challenge. Like, these are two different thought processes, right? If I want to get better at jiu-jitsu, I can make myself insist on things, and I can tell everybody what I'm insisting upon. If I tell Matt, I'm going to armbar you from guard on your left arm, and everything else you're safe, it makes it very difficult for me to win that one, right? And it gives Matt an idea of what kind of defense he wants to use. My thoughts on jiu-jitsu as a martial art is insisting is wrong, right? I just care about victory. So, as long as I don't put myself in a negative position, as long as I follow the majority of the rules of jiu-jitsu, progression is key, isolate a limb, make secure technical superior position, isolate a limb, make your attack. I can even look for control over securing a position, but that's neither here nor there. As long as I follow those rules, I should have a good time, right? And at no point does it say you have to win the way you pick in those rules. So when I'm wrestling with Matt, I don't make those insistences. I just move into position, and if he blocks one thing, I move seamlessly to the next thing, well, as seamlessly as possible. I don't really spend a lot of time beating grips because there's other avenues of attack. So let's go here really quickly. Armbar. If I'm in this position, I'll take one leg off so everybody can see Matt's beautiful face. And Matt locks up and he starts defending. Yeah. I can break his grips. I can break his wrist. What's smarter? Breaking his wrist right here, this is the win. If I break his grip, he might find a different way to grip. Or if I break his grip, he might escape during that grip break. Because a lot of people have learned to time their escapes for a grip break, but I go to control. Control, yeah. Where's your escape now? Right? Or I'm in position. Go ahead, grip up. I don't care how you do it. Yeah. I pull in. I make this control here. So now when Matt starts to really make his turn, yeah, I've got the winner already. Just locked in on his wrist. There we go. Right? So instead of looking to fight and win where I was going to lose, I let him bind himself a little bit further. I separate his arms. Oh, look, we can go right back into wrist locks. But I'm not insisting on I win by armbar, right? It can just be as simple as I'm going to be patient. And if he regrips here, go ahead. Yeah, his regrip is now over because I put my hand in the right position to win the next fight first. So when we're doing these kimuras, I thought you didn't want me to do that on anymore. Doesn't matter to me. When I'm going to kimuras, yeah, I can win a lot of kimura fights. And I know how to stop a lot of defense. But when I get here, and if I start doing this to win, he might have a secondary attack and all that other business. So instead, when he grips up, he becomes a piece of stable machinery. I can sit and I don't have to worry about him doing anything while he's gripped up. When he's gripped up, he's not moving. When he's being strong, he's being that 100-pound door that's not moving, that's not pliable. So I just sit and make my attack. If I rip his grip apart to finish the kimura, that's his escape. That's when I escape. Is if I'm gripped up to defend myself, and they break my grip. As they're breaking my grip, they're off balance also. When they're moving, they can't be fully balanced, so that's when I make my escape. But if I'm gripped up defending and you switch to armbar attack, that's the way to beat most people, because I'm stopping the match from my perspective, and I'm not moving. once I've done that, once I've become strong, that gives you a really an opportune time for you to make your fight, make your counterattack. Do you agree, Matt? All right, so that's one way. Now let's look at how to insist. All right. So it's all fine and good to keep that mindset. Well, this is what I would do, and this is what Matt does, and this is what his coach does, and then everybody does something different. Sometimes insisting on your technique is what's going to help. Sorry about that. I need to get some air. So instead of I'm going to fight back, I'm going to block you every step of the way, or I'm going to move to the next fight first, I'm going to take that kimura. And I don't care what you do. All right? So sometimes I'm here. He's turned into me. I got in position. I move around the top of his head. I get an angle. And now look, not with my hands, but with my legs, I push his hand to the mat. He had a block. You know, he beat it. He got inside, whatever. I just lean into my elbow. And now with my feet, my heels curl to my butt. I lean my butt back a little bit so I get a better angle. And I drive. His hand comes off the mat. I finish with kimura. Okay? Pretty simple, right? So, hang on. Water break. So now let's keep insisting. I get here, I've got kimura. My hand's stuck. Matt's got his hand blocked, he's got a high block. Yeah, I'm gonna reach through. Climb my hand up and grab my shoulder. I'm just gonna have a fist here. My hands are gonna lock together. I can squeeze and drive him flat, sometimes I'll catch him. I can walk around his head and sit his katami. Sometimes I'll catch his shoulder, sometimes I'll catch his wrist. I can move all the way around. And now I can pull his arm out. Did you just tap, Matt? Was that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm moving through here, turn up on your side. My hand is through, we already saw that. I grab my collar, I can grab my bicep, my own bicep, and I just lock and hold here. This is something I learned from Rodrigo Gracie, I want to say, like in early 2000, maybe 2001. I got here. And now I can always pull away up and around, like we just did earlier. Makes the same type of bind. I can hold here. As long as I can get him flat, I can hold him down forever. It's going to be very difficult to escape from here. You know, if we're the same size, I don't see anybody escaping from here, from this hold down. But I'm not looking to hold somebody down. This isn't judo. We don't get the golden pin or whatever it's called. So I lock my position. Now I'm going to walk around. Locked up on your wrist?
Forearm.
Forearm. So the sequence of a submission in this type of one, this type of attack is, it's going to be a bicep crush or forearm, feels like or it can, your arm comes out and I finish the kimura, right? Let's move this way a little bit more. So we're past that attack. My favorite, one of my favorites, if I'm not going to be in position trapping his arm, and I'm here and pulling out and up, I really like to come around. I put my whole body on the same side of his body as his arm, and now I yank outward. My hip hits his arm, and I finish. So what I'm doing is I'm moving my whole body on the opposite side. I'm not trapping his head. Trapping his head gives him something to push off of and to escape. I get in a position. I want to pin this hand to the mat. And now I'm going to separate his head from his body by driving my hip into it. And that's what turns his arm. Yeah, great. Hey, Chris Dockery, what's going on, buddy? My kindergarten homeboy, who's just in cabarete. Like has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu at all. He just ended up out there. So, That's how I finish the kimura from that position. Let's think, what else do I do in that position? Hey, what's up, Tim? I get kimura. This way. I get kimura. He blocks. I step around. I can't finish here. If I want to finish, first of all, when I'm in this position, my chest always touches his elbow. I lift with my back. I pull out and I go around. Say he's a big fat dude, not fat dude, a big strong dude. I can't budge him, right? I can't lift my back. I'm just doing everything wrong. Here's what I do. I move around. I pull him flat. I go right into side control. This way. Same deal. I'm here, making my attack. It's not working. It's not working. I can't move to here. I can't budge him. It's not working. I switch my hand. I hold his bicep. If he tries to turn away from me, turn away, my elbow's digging in his back. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to finish this kimura. He's too smart for that nonsense. I grab his bicep, my bicep. I duck my arm behind his neck. Now I've got the side control. We can make this attack again. One of the key things I've learned throughout the years, I want to say it was my coach's coach, Carlos Machado, could have been my coach, is consistency. Like, hey, I love making one attack and finishing with that one attack. Love nothing more than that. One time I make an attack, it goes right into a finish. But I have nothing against attacking your arm, you defending, I let go. I attack that arm again, you defend, I let go. We just keep playing this game over and over and over again. And the goal of making, hey, I attack your left kimura 5 times, and each time you're going hard, and the attack is scaring you. I didn't fall, I was playing in sit down. The attack's scaring you, so your heart rate's jacking through the roof. You're trying your hardest, everything's firing. I just relax, put you right back in position, move back. Eventually, your arm's gonna be exhausted either to the last attack on that arm, or to be able to defend the other arm, or to defend your chokes, or what have you. So I'm fine with wearing people down. I would much rather make that one beautiful attack, like you turn this way, I caught your kimura, it's behind your back, you're touching the back of your head before you even know what happened. It's wonderful when that happens. It doesn't matter if that happens or not. It doesn't matter at all. Jiu-jitsu is about winning. It's not about winning beautifully. It's great when you win beautifully. It's great when you get that one clean knockout when you're boxing. That one beautiful uppercut to the body, you hear, oof, and you know the fight's over. Or that one slick armbar from bottom guard, or whatever your position is. Or that beautiful throw. It's great. But winning's all that matters. Where this is a martial art, this is you defending yourself or your loved ones. Everything revolves around being able to defend yourself first. Sports are beautiful. It's a great way to get better at it. It's a great way to make friends, build character, build mental and physical toughness. Great. That's great for sport. Your martial arts should always be with the mindset of you may have to protect yourself someday. You may have to protect somebody you love. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you hit a flying armbar 7 out of 10 times. As long as you can finish that armbar, that choke, that heel hook in a gi on a little kid, as long as you can win, it's all that matters. It's all that matters. Even in sport, it's all that matters. It's great. Hey, it's great. Ask anybody, ask any of these champions. It's great to win. It's great to win. It doesn't matter how. Keenan Cornelius is the man, the lapel guard. I'm sure he's happy to win with a straight